machines are three-phase machines, right? So for those people like who are thinking like while using these machines, you would have to have like three-phase power, right? Three-phase outlets. In this room, like there's only one three-phase outlet, so like we cannot operate this mixer and then we can go two at the same time. So but anyway, so this is the dough that like we made in the morning, and then this is 34% hydration dough, right? And then so the first thing we do is that like we place the dough into this conveyor, right? Then this conveyor just carries the dough into the set of rollers to make a sheet of dough, right? Dough sheet. And so this conveyor has a like maximum load of like 8.5 kilograms flour equivalent of dough, right? So it's about like around 10 kilograms, 10 to 12, right? So and then so it's great like if you are just like using like maybe three um, the dough like that's divided like into three containers out of the 25 kilograms of batch of dough, right? And then so what she's doing right now is that like she's setting the um, roller gap, right? Initial roller gap on this touch panel, right? And then what's happening now is to that like the dough is like moving, like being fed into the roller, and so all she has to do is just like first like wind it onto the rolling pin, right? And then like rest of the process is done by the machine, right? Automatically. So the dough is being fed right into the roller, and then like you guys may able to like notice that like there's a red, forensic like light, kind of projecting to the dough, right? That's going to the roller, and this is the kind of sensor that's kind of measuring, okay, how much dough is like going to the roller, and um, because yeah, and then now like she maybe like put her hand through this um, line, right? Like you can see that line here. So this is a like curtain sensor, curtain sensor, like curtain light sensor. So this is the sensor that like kind of detecting like whether or not like there's like some object like passing through, right? If there's some object like passing through this sensor, then just machine stops automatically because it's kind of dangerous, right? Because there's nothing here, and then this gate, the door safety gate is open, so it's kind of well, you can easily like put your hands in there and then get injured, right? So we have this sensor to protect the operators from getting injured, and then the other sensor is like measuring the how much dough is going to the roller so that there's always like appropriate amount of dough is like being fed to the roller, and this is automatic. So this is the first process. We call it rock forming, and we're just basically forming the dough sheet right out of the crumbled dough that's just out of the mixer, right? And it's going slow at this point, and then the machine like I'm regulating the speed. So so the rough forming is done, right? We have some kind of like dough sheet, right? Sheet of dough, right? And then so next, like what we're going to do next is that like we are going to separate this dough into two separate sheets, right? And then we're going to combine them. We're going to like put them together, laminate them together through the rollers, right? And then to strengthen them, strengthen the dough. You want to work it and then strengthen it, like develop the gluten structure inside the dough. So we want to feed this dough right to the roller, and so to adjust it, right? To adjust it, so she just pushed this button. That's it, like combining times two. I mean 70%, right? So just by pushing this button, this machine knows what the roller gap it should be right now, right? So you don't have to. So like in the other models, like we have like a wheel indicator that indicates that like roller gap, right? And then you have to like manually set the roller gap, adjust roller gap, right? But then and then you have to do a calculation in your head. Okay, what the next roller gap should be, right? Um, yeah, based on the like your current process and the current dough thickness, right? But by pushing this button, like just one button, this machine automatically adjusts the roller gap itself. So it's a great function. If you don't know what I'm talking about, so just you don't have to know the you don't have to know that like the calculation, like how to calculate it or anything, but you just have to know like you need to push this button now, and so it's easy for you to like kind of put in the manual, and then the your worker, like employee, who just joined you or something, like is very reading this manual, like he knows like how to do it. So yeah, the combined process, and then so combining process like just very just like helps develop the gluten structure inside dough, which makes the dough firm, and then create great noodle texture. And then again, like she pushed another button, that's like combining button to adjust the roll gap to the for the next round of combining process. Yeah, so it was 2 millimeter each, right? So when we are combining 2 millimeter each of the dough sheet combining, right? So like that's 2 plus 2, 4, and then we want to reduce the roller gap by 30%, right? So it's about like 3 millimeter, 4 times zero point 0.3, and then so yeah, and then so that's the roller gap the machine is set to now, right? And notice that like so remember like the initial rough forming, like this sensor was working, right? The sensor was working, but like it's not working right now because like the dough is like going in, passing through, right? Passing through the sensor. Then this is automatically done by like just closing this dough gate, right? So it's automatic. It just you don't have to push any button to make it happen. Okay, so the combining process is done. So all we have to do is to just just thin it, right? Thin it to the final thickness. So from this point on, we want to dust the dough, right? We want to dust the dough to keep them from sticking. And the way, so this is the automatic duster, and then like it's set in the rear of the machine, and then so now it's like it's only dusting, and then what it's dusting is that like a conveyor belt that carries the dough. So by dusting the conveyor belt, we are automatically sort of kind of preparing the dusting condition, like in the conveyor belt that carries the dough, right? So the outer side of the dough is getting dusted by just thinning, and then again, like you push just one button, right, and then the machine just adjusts the roller gap to the appropriate roller gap in the process. So all you have to do is just like wind it into the rolling pin, and then just the machine does the rest of the process. So in a way, like yeah, you don't have to like be engaged, right? So you just you can be just like standing around, like looking at the process, but like you can be like doing other other tasks, right? So again, like we are thinning at 30% reduction rate, which means that like it's 30% thinner than the previous thickness, right? You want to reduce the thickness by 30% because if you reduce it by like 50% like more, then the damage the gluten structure of the dough. And again, like just by pushing the button, the machine is just the roller gap, right? You don't you don't have to calculate it or anything. So now it's going faster, right? It's faster. So the machine regulates the speed of the rolling, right? It's going really fast now. So if you're using the 25 kilo CVT mixer in combination with this rich and gold machine, right? So while the rich and gold machine is like rolling, like engaged in rolling process, the operator may be doing like some tasks like weighing the ingredients for the next batch, or maybe like cleaning some of the containers, like some like inside the mixer or something. Um, you know, or probably storing the noodles that are just cut, right? So it could be like doing like all kinds of like other tasks, right, while the machine's working. And so before we for the cutting, right, cutting the noodles, what would you want to measure the actual thickness? Because actual thickness is always bigger than the roller gap, right? And then it's like 1.7 ish. So like that was like 1.4 roller gap, right? Well, 1.4 millimeter roller gap. Um, but then, the actual thickness is like 1.7, so like it bounced back like 0.3, right? It got bigger by 0.3. Um, so we know that like we can expect that this dough to bounce back by zero point 0.3 when we thin it, right, this time around. So that tells us like, okay, what the roller gap we need to set to get to the final thickness that we want. And that's the roller gap that she set, right? So this is the kind of cutter we use, right? Or like sliter cutter. And then, so this is number 20, and which is like most popular noodle size for ramen noodles. And so number 20 means like this 1.5 millimeter width. So each groove is 1.5 millimeter width. So we're going to cut, right? So yeah. So another great thing about this machine is that like again the height, right? Height of the machine, and the where like maybe it's like catching noodles, right? And then where where the like the where the like the noodles are coming out is positioned is like kind of relatively high, right? So yeah, imagine that like you have this machine like in front of the your like facility, and then you may probably like want to showcase it like with a like with glass door, glass window or something. And then if your facility like facing the street, right, and then like people walking by, and then see the see like how you make noodles, right? So this machine like kind of acts as like kind of promotional tool, like attraction for your business to for business as well, right? So by kind of showing it off, like to your customers, like how you make noodles, and then noodles are coming out like literally like in front of customers, that may be exciting for your customers, and then like coming to start a business with you, right? And then I mean showing like how you make noodles, right? Kind of gives you like sense of trust, right? Authenticity, yeah. So that it's kind of help you charge like premium pricing. And then it's very easy for you to adjust the sizes, noodle sizes, and then like serving sizes as well. Yeah, it's very easy for you to adjust the length, right? Length of noodles, so that you can adjust the portion size as well. Uh, it's like longer the noodles, the bigger the portion, right? So it's very easy to do it, and you can adjust speed of cutting as well, very easy. And so basically, you can make all kinds of fresh noodles in this machine with ease, right? And any portion size, like any kind of ingredients, that you want to use, and it's very pretty fast, right? And easy to use. So it was really fast. So that was done like I was fast.